Chapter 2.5 Year 1995. Nina distressed to be in a stranger's home, not sure of her own destiny. Nina did not give up hope that her mum would appear at the door. She was also worried that perhaps mum could not find her, since now she had walked away from her spot. The foreign man was nice enough. He would speak with her kindly and often offered food. She was introduced to the son of the man as Mark, as she was also told that they were originally from Moscow, Russia. During the day, Nina, along with Mark, stayed at a childcare sitter's place. Her name was Pradeep, whom was a kind, plump Indian lady, always ready to help her children in their play. She often offered food to Nina, but Nina would refuse. During the late afternoon, Yaxel would be back to pick up the children. He ensured they were fed before an early bedtime for the children. Nina laid in bed. This was the usual time for her to think about the things that were happening. She did not know how long she was staying at this home, and when, if ever, she would see her mum again. She was so distressed she had hardly eaten, although the man looked genuinely concerned when she refused her dinner again. She drifted off into momentary sleep. Nina woke up to find herself engulfed in darkness. She could feel the familiar terror grip through her as she found herself in the grey space again. She dreaded the familiar whispers and continued chatter that filled her ears, echoing throughout the room. She tried to sit up, but could not move at all, as if pinned down by an invisible force. Her heart was racing as she struggled, but to no avail. She tried to scream, but no sound came. She started to feel the presence of beings moving towards her, yet invisible. Their whispers grew louder as they drew close, saying, Nina could not move, but looking up towards the ceiling, she saw arms appearing out of the wall above the head of her bed. Their whispers were sounding ever so close. The forces felt stronger as the clawing ghosts came closer towards her. Nina knew that this time they would get her. All of a sudden, a flash of white light engulfed the room for a split second. Nina turned her head to see at the right side of the bed stood a woman. The woman was looking at Nina, but was silent. She stood there for a few seconds before disappearing into thin air in front of Nina's eyes. As soon as this happened, Nina felt freed and could now move her limbs. She sat up and screamed out as loud as she could. Nina was thrashing about in her bed as Yaxel hurriedly entered the room. He was trying to wake Nina up, for fear she would hurt herself for moving about so violently.
The hands from the walls are trying to get me,
she sobbed as she tried to explain what she saw. Yaxel listened and was trying to calm her down, saying,
It was only a dream. You're okay now.
He held her until she calmed down and listened to her story. He comforted her the best he could, then convinced her to go back to sleep by staying with her. Nina was glad that she was not alone to face the dark and finally fell into sleep.